Bienvenidos al Dakar, etapa 9, Pisco Pisco. ¡Viva el Perú!
Welcome to Dakar 2019. Another treacherous day coming up in the dunes, and the mass start means that it won't be easy to make up time on the leaders. More favourites biting the dust on the penultimate stage of what's been a gruelling rally.
First of all, you need to love the dunes. If you don't like it, then you get stuck easily.
Chaque dune est différente, on ne rencontre jamais deux fois la même. Le chemin le plus rapide dans les dunes, c'est pas le plus court.
Dunes and more dunes on this Peruvian Dakar. Treacherous for some, a playground for others. Enjoy this lesson from the masters of the sound.
Le point culminant de la dune, la pointe culminante, il faut quasiment être arrêté. Parce que si tu arrives trop vite, ne serait-ce que 10 km/h peuvent te faire sauter la dune, et sauter la dune, c'est jamais bon en fait. Quand la dune est dure, on peut se faire surprendre. On arrive, on se met à freiner et mince, ça ralentit pas la moto parce que la dune est dure. Et à l'inverse, quand la dune est très molle, on freine trop tôt et quand on accélère, il est trop tard, on se retrouve planté dans la dune. Quand on monte une dune droit, il y a un moment où on voit que le ciel. Il faut attendre que la voiture retombe pour voir où on est. Et des fois, c'est trop tard. Notre technique, c'est toujours de slalomer. Et quand on arrive en haut de la crête, on a un œil discrètement qui essaie de passer par-dessus le capot ou sur la vitre de la portière pour voir où on va. Il faut vraiment s'engager à fond. Si on commence à être un petit peu frileux sur l'accélérateur, sur le volant et sur les réactions, c'est foutu.
You need to cross the dune always straight, because if you do it sideways, you fall over. We can do like surfing, like a buggy. You need to get the right braking point. So normally when you are just in front of the dune, you brake a little bit, so you push the sand of the dune, and more like playing in the sand.
Previously in the bikes, the end of the line for Brabec and Honda.
This was our year. We had it in our hands for the whole rally.
KTM took control with the engine price on top.
Muy contentos, ¿no? Tener tres pilotos en las 5 primeras posiciones. Para Toby ha sido un día espectacular. Para mí es un héroe. Ellos tienen que hacer lo mejor que puedan, lo más rápido posible y va a estar en sus manos la posición final.
Van Beveren still has an outside chance.
Il n'y a plus de questions à se poser, il faut attaquer.
Si llegamos con esta diferencia el último día, y que acelere más la última etapa va a ser ganar.
Decidedly, yesterday was a black day for Honda. Not only did their overall leader Ricky Brabec quit the rally after engine failure, Kevin Benavides was then slapped with a 3-hour penalty for concealing unauthorised road notes on his bike. The Japanese giants last won the rally in 1989 with Gilles Lelay, and their 30-year wait for Dakar glory goes on. Additional notes on the roadbook are forbidden. Benavides exploited a minor loophole in the regulations by putting notes on his bike, and we have all the necessary proof that he put those notes on his bike. And what's more, he concealed them, and we didn't like that. He hid them at the start of the special. There were officials and technical commissaires present, and the notes were hidden under a black band. At the start of the special, he took the band off, and the extra notes were there with directions and everything. We gave him a 3-hour penalty for anti-sporting behaviour. There was a further twist this morning as Sam Sunderland saw his hopes of a second Dakar victory vanish. The KTM rider given a 1-hour penalty as a result of the Iratrack problem he suffered before stage 8.
no sabemos si
I
vamos
don't know
a
if we're going to
protestar
appeal the
esta
decision.
y que se
A
rompa
fuse
un
went.
fusible,
Was it
intencionado o no,
intentional?
es
It
depende de
depends
la
on their
interpretación
interpretation.
que hayan hecho.
They
Ellos
say
han
it was,
interpretado que
Sam
sí,
says it wasn't, and we
pues bueno,
have a
Sam nos
tendency
dice
to believe
que no ha
him.
hecho nada en ese sentido, nosotros lo creemos y bueno.
So after all of that behind-the-scenes drama, it was time to focus on the rally. 313 kilometres of special to cover in this penultimate stage under the tricky loop around the dunes of Pisco. Perhaps a final chance for the outsiders to try to put some time into Price and Quintanilla. However, that was always going to be a tall order, with another mass start on the menu in this 9th stage. The top riders gathering on the sand near the Pisco bivouac, knowing it would take something special to give their rivals the slip. Gentlemen, start your engines. Well, as predicted, the top guns stayed with each other through the Ica dunes, making it very, very difficult to get away and gain time. The riders getting a chance to catch their breath at checkpoint 1 after 188 kilometres. It's not easy. At one point we were all looking for a waypoint, which I found. I was the only one who found it. I saw Adrien, tried to get his attention, but so did the others. It's very hard to get away. That turned out to be a memorable day for Frenchman Michael Metsch, who set off in the second group. The former Honda man who joined Sherco this year, claiming his first ever Dakar stage win. He came in just ahead of Daniel Nasiglia in an excellent second place. The Bolivian, the last member of his family, still going at this Dakar after his brother and father, both Walter, quit the rally in the early stages. But a fantastic day for Metsch. In the end, a victory, incredible. I never would have believed it. I had already won on the Dakar once before, but I got a penalty. But I think I'll keep hold of this one. It's amazing to win a special on the Dakar. All eyes on the tactical game of cat and mouse between the favourites. Pablo Quintanilla finishing just 1 second ahead of the overall leader Toby Price. But disaster striking for Adrien van Beveren, who had around 10 minutes to make up on the day. The Yamaha man suffering the same fate as Ricky Brabec. Engine failure with just 17 kilometres of the special remaining.
J'ai perdu l'huile.
I lost my oil.
J'ai senti, j'ai commencé à
I
avoir
could
la
feel the
boucle
gearbox
glissée.
starting to slip about
Il y a une vingtaine de
20
kilomètres.
kilometres ago.
J'ai essayé
Tried to save it, but
d'économiser, mais
it's
ça s'arrête.
over. No
non.
words.
Tellement d'efforts.
So much effort.
Même en
1 year
travail
of work, of total
construction
reconstruction, and to stop
pour
now.
s'arrêter là.
In
Je
life,
dis que dans la vie,
the
la
wheel
roue tourne, mais
turns.
là,
It just isn't turning
elle a du mal
my
à tourner
way.
dans le bon sens pour moi.
So distress for Van Beveren, and Price, in spite of getting stuck at one point in the dunes, maintains his overall lead. Still struggling with that wrist injury, but the Australian is on the cusp of a second Dakar title.
It's still anyone's race, so it's going to be very difficult. Pablo's going to definitely put on a charge tomorrow, and if I can make the podium, I'm going to be really stoked with this. And that's just going to be consistent being on the podium, so I'm happy there. But yeah, it definitely would be nice to try and get another win.
So Metsch taking the stage win, his first at the Dakar ahead of Nasiglia. Quintanilla, Walkner and Price making up the top 5 on the day. But these are the figures that count. Price with 1 minute and 2 seconds ahead of Quintanilla. Walkner the only man who can realistically win apart from the top 2. Nicolas Cavigliasa was pipped to the stage victory by Manuel Andujar in the quads today, but the Argentine still has a massive lead of 1 hour and 40 minutes heading into the final stage. More importantly, he demonstrated the true Dakar spirit by stopping to help out injured biker Anthony Borso. He was living his dream, living it the hard way in the original by Motor class, but Stuart Gregory's Dakar journey came to a halt on the way to Pisco.
Competitor number 100, 100. He is with TV2. TV2, copy mic 3.
I stopped at the side of the dune for more than 45 minutes, found some South Africans. They tried to help me, who stripped the bike. I phoned Denzel at home, tried to phone the team. I can't get hold of them, but the bike wouldn't run. It's the end of the Dakar for me. So close to the finish, but that's it.
Of stage 9 this morning, and panic struck for Miguel Cayetano.
I need a 30 spanner.
I will finish.
And while others were zooming off, the Portuguese were still stranded at the start line. Eventually his KTM started and the journey of Miguel Cayetano could continue on this Dakar.
Previously in the cars, Loeb took his 4th stage win.
Nasser's really consistent, he doesn't make mistakes, and we haven't made up much ground.
Al Attiyah pulled out more time on Roma and Peter Hansel, the overall victory getting closer.
I'm really quite happy, you know. We need to win this Dakar.
Peter Hansel hit more problems in the dunes, dropping out of the top 3.
The chances of overall victory are tiny, really tiny.
Roma is second, 16 seconds ahead of Loeb.
The next stage is really tough, I'll have to take it easy.